So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now this video is going to be a recap of EW's latest livestream in which we got the full reveal of the Hunter Power Pack, the newest DLC weapon pack coming to the Hunter Call of the Wild with the next update. Now to start us off I have a couple of clips of Jaxiebeard talking about the weapon pack and then we'll take a look at a few more clips and discuss them.
I'm a little nervous, so I'm just gonna do it. Okay, you've all seen the 308, absolutely gorgeous. Nice to have it in a bolt action, just to even it out. But let me introduce to you, my friends. I love it, I absolutely love it. The brand new bolt action 7mm, as some of you have guessed, this thing is a beast. That's right, we finally got it, my friends. We've got the bolt action 7mm. My mind is blown. It's absolutely blown. We've been asking for this since the game first came out, and this may become a part of everybody's loadout simply for the fact of the range that it can take, but it's not the hardest hitting. We are dethroning the 300 for your go-to for those big old battles out there with the big game. It's not the hardest hitter in game, but it is absolutely the go-to. And let me introduce to you the new 5-mag 338. Get it, baby. I am so excited for this. It is modeled after the 338 Lapua. It is a beast. It is an absolute beast. I don't know what to say. I am stunned that we finally got this to the game. Now you understand my excitement. Since I first started this game, man, we didn't have a lot of options. We had the 7mm, we had the 338, single shot. Look at chat. You guys are going off. I knew you guys were going to like this, man. You know, we've had some great weapon packs. We really have. But this, by far, I think is going to be one of the most used. Listen to that. Oh, it's got a beautiful sound, don't it? And the irons, it's, the visibility, man, I kind of like it. So, not bad recoil. Let's get a couple from the hip. It's actually a lot more manageable, which you would expect from the 7mm, right? You'd expect that.
So there we have it, the reveal of the last two weapons to complete the Hunter Power Pack Weapon Pack DLC. We have a Bolt Action 338 and a Bolt Action 7mm to go alongside the Bolt Action 308 that was revealed in last week's stream. So an interesting weapon pack. 3 new bolt action rifles in calibers that were already existing in game. And I think that that's an interesting choice. I was personally really hoping to see some kind of new big game caliber, so maybe a little unfortunate that it is calibers that we already have existing in game. That was some criticism that I saw in the chat as well. But these could be really good rifles, and it was interesting to see Jaxiebeard actually using the 7mm and the 338, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, with most weapon packs, there is normally one weapon that really stands out amongst the rest that are offered in the pack, and for this weapons pack, I think it's going to be the 338 bolt action. It is probably going to replace the 300 bolt action in most people's loadouts, especially for things like grinding for a Great One Moose. But saying that, I have seen so many requests for bolt action versions of these guns in game, so I think it's going to be actually really popular that these are now actually going to be available. So that is definitely a really positive thing to see that feedback has been listened to, and now we're going to have those bolt actions available in game to use, as well as their other counterparts that already exist in game. Now, something that I think is worth taking note of and just remembering is that these rifles will use the already existing ammo that is in game for their counterparts. So we already have 308 ammo in the game for the existing 308, same with the 338 and same with the 7mm, so that is going to be the same ammo that is used for these guns, so they will be the exact same class ranges, or cover the exact same class ranges. So there's no new ammo types, nothing like that coming with this weapon pack. It is just the fact that there is now some variety in the fact that these 3 calibers in game now have a bolt action variant, and of course it's always nice to see more variety. It gives you more options, which is always really nice. I personally really like using bolt action rifles, so I will definitely use these, especially the 338, but you know, someone might prefer the break action 338, so it just gives a little bit more variety to the options, so that's always a positive thing. Now in the background we're going to actually see Jaxie Beard actually testing out the 338 bolt action and the 7mm bolt action. Starting off with the 338, but before we talk about anything else, I do just want to mention that Jaxie Beard is on a dev build here where he had spawned in a load of Great Ones for a previous stream, so these Great Ones are just part of the dev build, so don't be too concerned about that. But you can see some decent penetration there on that front angle actually going through that lung, and it actually went a decent way in, so I was quite impressed with the penetration there. However, this shot here was particularly interesting to me. So just a slightly quartering away shot, and again you can see Great Ones everywhere because they were spawned in on a previous stream. But like I said, this shot was particularly interesting to me because it was a pretty good shot angle, and I was hoping that that shot would actually get through and get double lung. So when Jaxie Beard takes a look at this moose in a moment, I was actually quite surprised to see that it only got through into single lung, and it didn't actually have that great penetration. I was actually really surprised and kind of disappointed by that. I would have liked to have seen the 338 have a little bit more power than that, honestly. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe that's quite accurate, but personally I thought that it maybe should have had a little bit more power. I saw some comments about that as well from what I remember. So I'd be really interested to hear your guys' feedback on that, whether you think that the 338 should have a little bit more punch to it. Because I personally thought it maybe should do, so that's going to be really interesting to hear. Now again, an absolute Great One fest here, but we're going to actually see the 7mm bolt action being tested out here. Now, of course, the 7mm isn't going to be necessarily the ideal weapon for moose. It's more than capable of taking a moose, but it's not necessarily the most powerful thing to actually take one down with. So I wasn't really surprised, obviously, to see him running off there, but you can see the health is dropping, so it obviously got through into a lung. So performing basically as expected for a 7mm on a moose. So that was actually nice to see, and yeah, picking him up, you can see that Jaxie Beard got through into the right lung. As I said, that's pretty much expected from the 7mm, but it is nice that we do have the bolt action variant of it now, so follow-up shots are going to be much more of a thing, maybe downing multiple animals in a herd, so that's really brilliant. But taking a look at the penetration there, and it's decent penetration, again, about what you'd expect from this rifle, but to me, it's quite similar to the penetration that was actually gotten with the 338, and that actually surprised me. I really would have liked to have seen more punch from that 338. I just think that it should be a little bit more powerful. Now, thinking back to last week's stream when we saw the 308 bolt action actually being tested on Bison, that had some seriously impressive penetration, and I was kind of expecting more like that kind of performance from the 338 than a more similar performance to the 7mm, honestly. It's kind of interesting how that has worked out, but of course this is still the dev build, so maybe things will be tweaked. But yeah, I think that was the thing I came away from with today's stream, is that it's a really cool weapon pack, and I'm definitely going to be really excited to use these weapons because, as I said, I personally like bolt action rifles. I really enjoy using them, and I really like how all of these rifles actually look. I think aesthetically they're really nice, especially the 338. I like the design of it. I think it's nice and interesting to look at. But the performance, I'm not entirely sure with that 338. The other two rifles seem to be really brilliant. The 308 and the 7mm seem to be really good, but the 338, I think, like I said, that was the thing I took away, is that maybe it could do with a little bit more power than what it's actually got. But like I said, I'll be really interested to hear your feedback and what you guys actually think of it, because like I said, there was a lot of mixed feedback in the comments as this weapon pack was actually fully revealed, as we saw the last two rifles actually being shown off. So I'll definitely be really interested to read what your guys' thoughts are on all of this. I think it's really an interesting weapon pack. I think that a lot of people are going to be picking it up for the 338 bolt action specifically, especially as a grinding weapon, like I said, for like moose and maybe Cape Buffalo. If it does well on them, we'll have to see. That's something I definitely want to test, is how good is it? You know, it should be better than the 300, so how well is it actually going to do? That's going to be something I think that's interesting, especially after seeing that kind of performance on the moose. I will definitely be really, really interested in that. But that's all that was really shown off on today's stream. Of course, there was the release date reveal of March 14th. So on March 14th, we will be getting this brand new weapons pack, the Hunter Power Pack, and we will be seeing the update, which we still don't have any details about what the update is going to contain that is apparently going to be game-changing, according to Jaxie Beard. He said that they will be showing that off next week by the sounds of it and talking about that, so that's going to be interesting. I'm very excited to hear the details of the update itself now we know all about the weapons pack, so that's definitely going to be really, really interesting. So do make sure to tune in next week to the stream if you're wanting to hear about the update. I will do a video covering that as well, like I do with all of these streams. But that's pretty much all that was actually revealed and shown off in today's stream. That's pretty much everything that was talked about. If you wish to view the full stream, I will link it down in the description so you can follow that link and go and watch the live stream in full. But that's pretty much everything important that was covered in today's stream, and like I said, next week we should be getting some details about the actual update itself, which will be really, really exciting. And yeah, I'm really interested to see what you all think of this weapons pack, so please do let me know down in the comments. I'll be super interested to read, and yeah, definitely have a discussion about it because I think it's going to be really, really interesting. But that is going to be it for this video, so thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. It really does mean the world and I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.